I'm so bored right now. Jay! You want to go out? Guess not. Time for Netflix. Hey guys, it's Janae again with another Fridays with Janae video, and if you can tell by the little intro, today's video is about my favorite shows to watch on Netflix or suggestions to watch on Netflix. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I wanted to do another one of these videos. I have an old one up on my channel, and I'll have it linked in one of those cards. I'm pretty sure it's over here. My phone buzzed. I'll have it in the card up here. I'm pretty sure I'm pointing to the right side. If not, then you'll see it pop out a little dot thing in the corner of the screen. But anyway, I just wanted to share some of my new favorite movies and one show on Netflix. And it's not a new show, but it's on Netflix and everybody should watch it because it's an awesome show. So I'm going to get into my favorite movies on Netflix right now. And I have my little notes per usual because they help me make my videos a lot more organized. So the first movie I want to talk about, which is really a documentary, is called The Dark Matter of Love. And actually I need my phone because last time from experience I suck at describing movies. So I decided I'm just going to read the descriptions and then maybe expand on that. So yeah, I'm going to go get my phone that I threw over here. So the first movie I want to talk about, which is actually a documentary, is called The Dark Matter of Love. So I went through a phase where I just watched a whole lot of documentaries on Netflix, and I thought that this one was really interesting. And the description of this documentary says, adoptive parents learn that the reality of bonding with children who've grown up in institutions is more difficult than they've ever imagined. And this is about adoptive parents who had an older daughter. I think she was like 13 or 14, and they wanted more kids. They said they always wanted a big family, so they went about adopting 3 kids at the same time, which would be hard in any case. And they weren't adopting babies, they were adopting kids. The girl they adopted, I'm pretty sure she was like 10, and the 2 little boys were 6. And the little boys I think were even more difficult because they knew their mother when she like put them up for adoption. So in their mind, it was a little part when they were saying, no, we're not staying here, our mother's coming to get us. So they were kind of confused, and they went through these rough patches where the kids, like, it was a communication gap because the kids spoke different languages for a while, so they had to learn English, and the kids were acting bad and like misbehaving and stuff. So it was really interesting to see them like grow in their relationship and watch it go from like rough to like a good place at the end. So that was really interesting. If you're interested in documentaries, I think that anybody would really like that. It was just interesting for me to watch that relationship change in the little adoption process, especially with older kids. So yes, that is my first suggestion. A second suggestion would be the movie Beyond the Lights. And I just thought this was a really good movie, and it made me wish that I wasn't a lonely loner. It was such a cute movie. I really love that movie so much, and I love the actress. Her name is Gugu. I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not even going to try. I'm going to put it on the screen, but I love her too. She's gorgeous. And she was also in the movie Belle, which I think might be on Netflix too, and that was an awesome movie too. So you should check that out too if that's on Netflix. If it's on Netflix, then I'll have it on I'll have some text on the screen saying if it's on there, because that was an awesome movie too. I really love that movie. So we're going to read the description of Beyond the Lights. So the description for the movie Beyond the Lights says, exhausted by the demands of the music business, a rising pop star trust in her life but is saved by a police officer who later becomes her lover. And I just thought the love story, and they kind of gave you some of her backstory too. I thought it was a really nice movie. So I would check that out if I were you guys. If you like love stories and cute movies, then you'll love this movie for sure. So the next movie that I really liked, even though it didn't end the way I wanted it to, is, sorry, my phone's vibrating, is the movie The Best of Me. And I just thought this was a really good movie. And actually, after I watched Beyond the Lights, I put up a tweet saying what are some other good movies that were similar, and somebody suggested The Best of Me, and I watched it and I thought it was really good. I like in this movie how they showed you like the past backstory, and then they kind of compared it to what was happening in the present. I thought that was really cute. So yes, that was my favorite. But I'm going to tell you the description as Netflix tells me. The description for this movie says, sparks fly between former high school flames when they return home for a funeral, but painful memories may keep them from having a future together. And yes, like I said, it gives you backstory and then the present. And like I said, it didn't end the way I wanted it to, but it was a really cute story nonetheless. The next movie that I really liked on Netflix is called Black or White. And I just thought this was a really nice movie. I remember seeing previews for this at the movie theater, and I was like, ooh, I want to see this. And I never went and saw it. So when it was on Netflix, I got really excited and I watched it. And it was a really good story too. And I don't even know how to explain this movie. So I will just read what it says on Netflix. And the description for this movie says, a widowed lawyer struggles to retain custody of his biracial granddaughter when the girl's parental grandmother attacks his competence. And this guy, he was taking care of his biracial granddaughter because his daughter died when she was giving birth to her, and his wife had just recently passed, and he was kind of going through all these emotions, and he was drinking to deal with the loss of his wife, but he was still trying to take care of his granddaughter, and he didn't want the grandmother, the parental grandmother, to have her because that was all he had left. So it was an interesting story to see. I really liked it. You'll probably like it too, so you should check it out. Yeah, it was a really good story though. The next show, this one is a show that you guys should check out, is Jane the Virgin, and that comes on TV now. Actually, it comes on every Monday? Comes on every Monday, and it's just a good show. When it first was coming on, I was confused. I thought it was going to be like they were going to try to make it like she got pregnant magically or something. But no, I like the way that they went about the story. It's really interesting. It's funny. It has romance, drama, all that good stuff. And they kind of make it like a telenovela-ish kind of thing with the voiceover that's going on, and it goes in chapters. So it's a really good show. It's funny. I watch it every week. And you can, if you don't watch it now, then you can catch up on it and then get to the point that it is now. That makes sense. But that's a really good show, so I would check that out if I were you guys. And my next movie is called Perfect Sisters, and this was about two sisters who had a mother. She wasn't the best mom in the world, and they wanted this perfect mom. They always envisioned having this perfect mom, and their mother got this boyfriend who was kind of crazy, and he was trying to mess with one of the sisters. And so the sisters decided they would be better off if they killed their mother, so their little brother could go live with his father and they could get emancipated, because they were just dealing with their mom and her issues, and she wasn't doing the things she was supposed to be doing. So they decided to kill their mom. This is actually based on a true story, but of course they don't say what the real kids' names are because they were kids when it happened, and you can't release that information, however that works. But it was an interesting story because it was a true story. They actually killed their mom because they were just going through a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to read you what the description says exactly, but I pretty much just gave you the summary. So the description says, based on a real-life incident, two sisters manage to cover up the murder of their mother, but their story unravels when they tell their friends. So yes, that was a good one. It's based on a true story. If you want to check that out, then watch it. And the girl from, what was that show? Secret Life of the American Teenager, the one that played the sister. I'm pretty sure her name was Ashley in that show. She is one of the sisters in the movie. And Abigail Breslin is in it too. So yes, that was a good movie. Next, I have the movie. It was called Unexpected, and it's about a teacher who gets pregnant unexpectedly, and then she also finds out that one of her students is pregnant at the same time, and she kind of befriends her student, and she's trying to help her student get into college and pass, like get together her it's not a resume, get together her stuff so she can apply to college. And that was a really interesting story, like to see the relationship between the student and the teacher turn into more of a friendship. So that was a really nice movie, and I will read you the description of that one as well. So the description of this says, struggling with the news that she's expecting, an inner city school teacher bonds with a star pupil who is also dealing with an unplanned pregnancy. So yes, I gave you a little summary already. And the last two movies I wanted to talk about, one is a documentary, one is a movie. So the movie is called Hick, and it is starring Chloe Grace Moretz. I'm pretty sure that's how you say her name. And I love her in like all the movies she's in. I think she's awesome. And it's about her. She left home and she was trying to make it to California, I believe, and she just went through this journey. She met up with this guy who ended up kind of kidnapping her in a way, and I think that it was a really interesting movie. I watched this with my sister a while back, but then I was going through Netflix movies to see what to put in this video, and I was like, oh yeah, that was a really good movie. So I added this in there, and I'm sorry if it's in my last video. I'm pretty sure I didn't put this in my last video, but the movie is called Hick, and I will read you the description. I said that really stupid. Okay, so the description of this movie is, it says, when she runs away to Las Vegas, sorry I was wrong, I said California. She runs away to Las Vegas, a Nebraskan teenager needs every ounce of her resilience and humor to overcome the obstacles she encounters. So yes, that's what that movie's about. Lastly, it's a documentary, which I thought was really, really interesting, especially if you watch like a lot of cartoons and stuff. I think it was really interesting. It's called I Know That Voice, and it is about voiceover actors and actresses, and I thought it was interesting to actually like put faces to the characters that you watch on cartoons, if that makes sense. So yeah, it was people who did from like Rugrats and Futurama, Flintstones, who else? It was, I think, some people from The Simpsons, King of the Hill, what else was there? King with the Madagascar. There was just a lot of different people from a lot of different cartoons, and I think it's interesting when you put faces to like characters. Like, I didn't know that the person who did Bobby Hill's voice from King of the Hill was a lady, and I didn't know that the same person who did like Bart was the same person who did Chucky from the Rugrats. So I think that it was interesting to see it, and like just to hear them talk about being voiceover actors. So that was a really interesting thing. I really think like if you like cartoons and like you watch them all the time, that it's interesting to see the voices behind those characters, if that makes sense. So that was a really good movie to watch, I think. So yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys now. And I forgot to mention this show because it slipped my mind. It wasn't on my list. I just made a mental note of it, and I'm just remembering. The last show I think everybody should check out on Netflix is A Different World, and it's just an older TV show, and I love it so much. I just remember watching this when I was younger, and like now I rewatch it sometimes when it comes on TV, and they put it on Netflix not that long ago, and I really love a different world because it's just an awesome show. It's funny, it's cute, it has relationships, some like it covers like heavier topics in some of the episodes. I just think it was a really awesome show, and I think it still is. I wish they had it on DVD, but Netflix will do, I suppose. But yes, I was watching some of it last night, and I was just sitting there thinking, where is my Dwayne Wayne in life? Like, Dwayne was awesome. He was cute, he was funny, he was smart, like, he was just everything. And I needed Dwayne Wayne in my life. Like, I'm just saying. I'm sorry if this was kind of all over the place, but the last time I did this video, I figured out that I suck at describing movies. So I was like, I'm just going to read the descriptions. I gave many descriptions of some of the easier ones to explain. So yeah, I hope I didn't seem like I was all over the place. I'm going to rewatch this, and if it looks and sounds a hot mess, then I will definitely re-record it. But if not, then I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up because that really helps me out so much. If you're new here, then please hit that subscribe button so you can see when I post a new video, which is at least once a week. I'm thinking about uploading twice a week, every other week, and then doing my weekly Friday videos, if that makes sense. Also, if you guys have any movies, Netflix movie suggestions, then leave them down below because I'm always looking for new movies to watch on Netflix. That's all of my Netflix suggestions for you guys. Bye.
It's simple.